I'm gonna start.
Now, coming to this stage now, I'm really honored to get to present this person to you. I came to Saudi last year, and alhamdulillah, Allah really provided me with an amazing ministry supervisor who has guided me, and I always send her little messages saying, oh, here's a chassis question for you. Is this allowable? Is this not? And mashallah, tabarakallah, this lady is a wealth of knowledge, and she is so passionate about education. And, as you know, I'm passionate about education. So to find somebody who gets me is really exciting, and especially the fact that she's my ministry supervisor, and I'm so blessed with her. And I kind of consider her my mentor here in Saudi, and she's really helped guide and lead me. She never steers me wrong. And so today I would like to welcome Ms. Ebtisam, who is the International Education Office Supervisor for the Eastern Province here in Saudi Arabia. So,
yes, good afternoon, everyone. Do I have to do this? You can hear me? I'm Ebtisam Alahaqi. I'm a supervisor in the International Foreign Education Office. I cover the Eastern Province, where Aramco is, the oil company. And I have colleagues also. We have 5 offices, one in Riyadh, of course, and one in Jeddah, Medina, Mecca, and the Eastern Province. We all report to the Agency of Education, the private education agency in the Ministry of Education. Why am I telling you this? Because we know of you guys, we know of you educators, teachers, principals, owners, investors, companies, whoever you are, we know you are there and we know what you do, but some of you don't know who we are and what is our role. And this is why I'm here to let you know what is exactly our role. Some of you who already worked in Saudi Arabia, they hear the term Ministry of Education. It's a Ministry of Education. They inspect, they come and see what we do, they come and violate us or whatever, but it's not about that. You're going to see our role. We will talk also, I need to brag a little bit about our achievements of our 2030 goals just for this year, 22-23. And at the end, you will see how the Minister, Dr. Yusuf Al-Banyan, has started to actually, and we did actually support before Dr. Yusuf, and now we're continuing to support the private sector investors and all the staff within these institutions. So I'm not good at this as well. So. So the roles of our office in all 5 regions, as I mentioned, is the following: ensure the compliance with the regulation and guidelines and directives of ministry. And with these things, we work directly with the principals of the school. We do stay updated on official document issuance and license, security and safety certificates and all that, because our main concern, it is as yours, is the student. And we talk about the student, we talk about not only citizens or Saudi students, we talk also about the residents, all of them. So we care first about the students, and one of these things is always the safety certificates for the safety of the students. We follow up with that. The issuance of the license of the schools used to be one of the tasks of the ministry, and then it moved to the investment, which is following the Tadweer company. And now it's going to a much easier, much facilitated organization or an office that you will learn about later. We support the education in international and foreign institutions by facilitating procedures and addressing challenges they may face. Also, we provide support and create suitable environment for investors. We support the development of quality assurance and accreditation programs for institutions. Accreditation, some of your schools are Ministry of Education, the Training and Education Commission, Evaluation Commission in Saudi Arabia is working on a new project, which is the school or the education accreditation, which can be given to schools inside Saudi Arabia, all of them, national or private. We monitor and support educational operations within the facilities, like the NOR system and so on. We propose necessary improvements to systems, regulations, instructions, procedures, and policies for all educational institutions. We monitor the quality of education and follow-up license with institutions in charge. We support the professional development of academic staff, and this is our own to the teachers and the academic staff, and actually also the administrative principals. We support the professional development of them either inside the school or outside, which is organized by our offices and the experts within the office. We issue work authorizations for administrative and educational staff. When we have to give the authorization, we do interview principals or teachers, authenticate also the documents and certificates of students and also teachers, monitor documentation violation, and report them to the administration. Prepare annual performance assessments for international and foreign institutions for each according to each office. This is the evaluation where it should be later. The schools should be aligned to or be in a list where it should be on the Ministry of Education site soon, inshallah. Collect the data for any organization in the country or other ministries, and address the challenges faced by the private sector expansion in education. Now, the Vision 2030 education goals, and I linked it to some of the achievements, the recent achievements, especially in 22-23 year. One of the goals, providing the high quality education and the high quality proper environment or school environment. These numbers are only for the area that I cover, Eastern Province. In Riyadh and other sectors, other provinces as well, if it's not equivalent numbers, and if I give you or see any numbers about the Eastern region, it's equivalent in other regions as well, if not higher. So during that year, we had 10 international foreign schools were relocated from non-educational buildings to new modern ones. And you can see the pictures. These actually are the schools that were opened or moved. Additionally, 14 new international schools were opened, and approximately 5 private educational schools were expanded. That is, a company opened another branch or another program. The other goal of Vision 2030 is empowering the private sector and increasing their participation to improve the financial efficiency of the education sector, contributing to achieving sustainable, inclusive, and equitable economic growth. And this is really huge, and I don't know, maybe you didn't come in contact or direct contact with this, but I know that investors or maybe directors know about it. To license a private school or institution, people used to have a lot of processes, they had to have like 3 or 4 months if it's fast. But now it works this way, easier way, facilitated by the opening of the Saudi Business Center and the commencement of providing services to investors. It's a center where we have of each ministry, like the Ministry of Human Resources, the Ministry of Commerce, the Ministry, all ministries you can think of in Saudi, they have a part or a place in it, and every investor could come there, have the license from all kind of ministries or all kind of procedures they need to do in one place, if you get what I mean. So, and also this is in the collaborative branch for the center in coordination with the Agency of Ministry of Private General Education, according to the agency expertise. Also, to do that, the Ministry of Education has issued and developed special directives and regulations for international institutions to ensure the delivery of quality education services in modern and effortless ways. Third is building citizens who are proud of their country, of their identity, who are globally competitive, and we always have to brag about this, the ASIF students who won these numbers of models. Let me say here we have Abdullah who won 2 prizes, and he won the award of best research. And we have Mohammed Al-Afaj and Faisal Al-Hesh who also won or achieved first place in 2 distinct fields. And I have to remark that all 3 students were of private institutions or schools. And I have also to mention that this was a cooperation with Mohiba, and also all these 3 students are from Eastern Region schools, and it was also with a cooperation with King Fahad Petroleum and Minerals University. They provided the mentors for those students and projects. Also, all these alhamdulillah prizes and winnings, and it also attracted our students and gave them a motivation for it. There was the World Robot Olympic, there was also the ITEX, the Technology Exhibition in Malaysia. These are, as for the Saudi Arabia in general. The last one, you know, the Abibas, I'm sure most of the teachers know about that. The Abibas and the kangaroo, again, maybe higher numbers than these in the Eastern and other provinces. We have won, or these students managed to win these prizes. It's a lot of numbers. Another objective, actually, ensuring educational for all and enhancing self and lifelong learning, fostering students' proficiency in practical abilities, although sometimes they don't need that, what they teach us. So also the ethical foundation, and this is the difference between having a student or a child with an iPad or something at home than it is in a school, or when he has to go into the platform of the school. He has to have in mind those ethical or morals about using the device, right? Because it's different than when they use it to play or have fun. Because when you use it for education, the students had to remember the ethicals or manners he has to go through when he uses the device. So in order to achieve this, or one of the accomplishments to achieve those goals was the Madrasati platform. The Madrasati platform was designed or made during the COVID-19. And you can imagine how hard it is to come up with this kind of a huge platform to cover huge numbers of government schools and students all around Saudi Arabia. And then what is new now for this year? For this year, the Madrasati was modified to also for private schools, foreign and international schools as well, to be able to use Madrasati as their platform, along with their own educational platform, because we know a lot of our international schools already have their own platform. The introduction of new educational programs, also the introduction of diverse educational activities into the curriculum in or outside the classroom to enhance the students' skills and improve their high abilities. That includes the development also of curricular and practical artistic activities. Now, we don't want our other students who have their soft skills or use the other half of their brain to think that if I'm not good at math or science, that I am not talented or gifted, because we have so much talented and gifted students in the artistic sector or the aspect. So this is why one of the things that the ministry facilitated for schools is they allow them to have, because you have to have approval from different places or different organizations. But now we gave the ultimate approval, of course with some arrangements or regulations, to have the activities of our schools, that is after the school time, and it's open for students, for the community, for special needs students. Also, there are a lot of programs that include the theater, the drama, the sports, the music, classes and subjects, and these were also in collaboration with the Ministry of Sports and the Ministry of Culture. Finally, I want to show you some of the, maybe you don't know of, maybe again your principals know of it, or the owners of the investors of the schools, but you have to know about that, the latest Ministry of Education Private and International Schools Directives, which were issued to facilitate these or the achievements of these objectives as fast as can be. First of them, according to the ministerial recent circulars, private and international schools are allowed to, they were not allowed to before, but now they can do that, manage and modify their internal organization structure, considering regulations and assurance, as long as it complies with the aims and the objectives and the function and the upbringing of the school. They are also allowed now to utilize the facilities, as I mentioned earlier, outside of official working hours to operate academic, sports, achievement or support programs for students who need it, also to serve the community with different programs. Schools also are allowed now to determine their school day hours. They can start earlier with half an hour or delay it with an hour. They can also modify their start of semesters and holidays as long as it complies with the Saudi religious and national holidays. They also, now one of the things at the start of the academic semester, as I mentioned, the class duration, as long as it's not less than 30 minutes or 35 minutes for elementary and middle, and 40 minutes, as long as there's excessive time used in enrichment programs. Also, the allowing for female teachers to teach male students now up to the 6th grade. And last but not least is the MOE facilitating the streamlining process and procedures of tuition fees. Before it used to have to go through many or several committees, and now it has to go just to one platform on the Ministry of Education. We can process from that, and that's it. And this is all. Thank you all for coming and for being with me this, I don't know how much time is it?
You're
wonderful.
So thank you very much. I thank you all of you, and all, if you know any of the people present yesterday, thank you very much, all of you. You are really the helping hand for creating these generations and also achieving good goals. We wouldn't do it without you guys. You are very essential in our country. Thank you for being here, and thank you for Ben and Juliet. You are so wonderful, and all the sponsors who had this great, exceptional event in Saudi. This is why I came when I learned it's the first time here, and beyond, inshallah, we will be seeing you in other provinces. Thank you all. If you have any questions, and these are, of course, those regulations and directives of the ministry. You can see it and take it from the barcode. It's all in Arabic, but God help you with this.